First part requires us to complete the square. So the expression in this form, this is the complete square form. Now this is not the complete square because there's an x term here, alright, where the other form that we require to find the x term is actually factorized into a perfect square with just a constant outside. So we start off with the equation. We start off with the in terms of the highest power first. So minus 4x squared plus 4x minus plus 3. We just factorize out the minus 4. For the x squared and the x term will do, because the constant will simplify afterwards into a c, a different c. So this will give us minus x, because minus 4 times minus x, check 4x positive, plus 3. So this form is actually negative x. So we try to complete the square. We need this minus 2ab term. Before it can be factorized into a perfect square, a minus b bracket square. So we can rewrite this form like this: x squared minus 2x and a half. So these two terms will still be the same. So comparing this with this form that we need to achieve, we have a extra half here. So we need this plus half square. So since we introduce this, we have to subtract it off, so that it will be equals to the previous step with an additional plus 3 outside also. And now the first three terms will be factorized into a perfect square. So x minus x minus half square. So minus half square plus 3 minus 4 expanding out minus half x minus half square plus 1 plus 3, which gives us this. Now comparing with what we have to show, we have to find out the values of a, b and c. So in the similar form, a would be this, so a minus 4, similarly b minus half, and c will be 4. And to state down the coordinates of the turning point of y, so requires us to know that this is the maximum value, because this is a negative x squared graph, so it will look like a sad face. So negative x squared graph looks like this. So there will be a maximum value. So maximum y is at 4. So to make this value 4, y value 4, we have to make this term 0. Now, if you observe, to make this term 0, we can simply take x as half, and this whole thing will be 0. Therefore, the turning point of y, which is the maximum point, is half 4. Part B requires us to sketch. Now, before we sketch, we need to find quite some information about the curves. First of all, we look at this range. So this determines the range of the x that we need to draw for our graph. Similarly, this can also be used to determine the range of y. So we call them the lower limit and the upper limit. So for the lower limit first, we can find, so for part B, we find the lower limit. We will be able to find the value of y, just substitute inside, and this will give us a y value of 21. Similarly, find the upper limit. That gives us a value of 5. Next, we can find the y-intercept simply by substituting x equals 0. So that will give us 3. Next, we have to find the X-Intercepts. So it is to solve y value equals to 0. So when y equals to 0, we are solving this equation. Now to solve this equation actually would just mean that we are solving this. Because the modulus value of 0, this shows that whatever that's inside this modulus function will be just 0. And turning into positive x squared before we factorize it. And this will give us two x values, minus half or 3/2, which are actually the x-intercepts. So to complete the sketch, so minus 2 and 2 is the lower and upper limit. 3/2 we have an intercept with the x-axis. The other intercept is at minus half, so it will be here. So just draw one curve here, indicating the maximum point at half 4. So half, this value will be 4. Also note that the intercept of the y axis 0, 3. So 0, 3. 2, when x equals to 2, y value is 5. So that will reach here. Now you can include coordinates of the limit points. That means the upper limit and lower limit. So it's fine to just write down here. As most importantly, following the question, they want the coordinates of the turning point and all the intercepts with the axis. So turning point, half 4. Intercepts, 3/2, 0. And at this point here is the minus half, 0. And finally, the the lower limit, this value will be 21. So minus 2, 21. Because when x is minus 2, we have found that the lower limit has a value, y value of 21. So this is a sketch of the modulus. Always remember to label the equation of the graph.